The following production is produced by the State University of New York College at Oneonta.
Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Red Dragon Sports. I'm your host, Geoff Hassard, Assistant Director of Athletics and Sports Information Director here at SUNY Oneonta. And as we wind down in the fall season, tonight we're going to talk women's soccer. So please join me after the break where I'll be joined by head women's soccer coach Liz McGrail.
What makes D3 special is the ability to participate in my team and within the broader community.
The perfect ending to a perfect season.
Being a D3 student athlete has completely expanded my life.
I learned how to lead. I really found a voice.
What time is it?
It's more about the experience rather than just a sport itself.
Without the experience of being a Division III student athlete, I wouldn't be the person who I am today.
NCAA Division III. Discover, develop, dedicate.
Welcome back to the show. Joining me now in studio is head women's soccer coach Liz McGrail. Welcome back to the show, Liz.
Thanks, Geoff.
You're in your fifth season now.
Yes.
And as we talk recruiting cycles in athletics and stuff, you've actually gone through a complete cycle now. How would you say over that 4-year period, the first 4 years, how do you think that's gone for you?
I think it's been pretty good and exciting. I feel like we've gotten better each year and gone just one step farther into the tournament and had good recruiting classes coming in each year.
Now, of course, that recruiting class included back-to-back Rookies of the Year in the conference, which is pretty hard to do. I mean, to get that kind of a caliber of player, you know, kind of 2 years in a row. And, of course, we do have some pretty good freshmen on this year's team that could be vying for that kind of a honor again. When you're recruiting, though, like, how do you kind of blanket your recruiting? Like, how do you go about, you know, trying to find those players that come into the program?
That's a tough question. Well, I think a good program attracts good players, and I think that your players are your best recruiters. So when you talk about the last two Rookies of the Year, we've had Kayla Brantmeyer, who was from Senator Mauritius, Long Island, and Caitlin Burke was already on the team and helped us tap into that. And the other one, Carly DeSimone, and her sister was on the team. And I think the DeSimones have really helped us break into the Albany area, the greater area up there, to attract the better players from the better programs.
Right.
But you're always out there looking and watching for better players when you're out there and trying to get them. But I think the key is, I think your players are your best recruiters.
Right, to come into the program, because of course when you get them here on campus, you know, they spend a lot of time with the players.
Yes.
And what kinds of things, you know, do you hope that they will get across to some of the recruits or prospective players?
I think it's key that we're recruiting them as well as they're recruiting us. So team chemistry is important. So you want your players here to get a good feel from them too. But you're showing them the principles of how you're running your program, as well as to let them know they're going to have a great education here. And sometimes, you know, just getting them to see how nice our campus is, and we play on one of the nicest natural grass facilities out there. So all of that. And I hope that, to answer your question, that our players are selling that we're a blue-collar work ethic team. We want to win, we want to be successful, but we work for it,
right.
and we do it together. It's
right.
a team first.
Now, of course, you played for us. You were one of our greatest players ever, and don't want to bash it too much, but I mean, you're in a Hall of Fame and stuff like that. I mean, and I think really the program started to kind of turn and make its way to where it is now, where we kind of maintain and just kind of reload every year. Back when you were in the beginning, though, as a player, did you ever think that 12 years later it would be at the point where it is now? I mean, we won a national championship in 2003, and where the program has come.
In the very beginning, I guess no, but I think I was one of the first ones to buy into Dave and Tracy's philosophy and coaching. And so is Alicia Lang, who's still with the program, Amy Ducharme, who has helped us in the past couple of years, all great alumni that were there in the beginning and helped really buy in, and then helped recruit players that wanted that same hard work ethic, wanted to be pushed and wanted to. So I think towards the end of my career as a player, you started getting hungrier to go a little bit farther into the tournament. And when I helped as an assistant coach those first couple of years, I definitely saw the potential of that national championship.
So those are, as we continue the tradition, I mean, it is a winning tradition, and it certainly is great to watch the kids come and go, the players come and go, and you just know that there are so many great players that we've had over the last 12 to 15 years, and to be part of that must be rewarding for yourself.
Definitely. I'm definitely very proud to be a part of this program, and then I just sell it to those that really want to buy into that. But
right.
you gotta be willing to work for it.
So now, years from now, what would you want to, like, the mark that you want to leave on the program? I mean, as you were here as a player, you kind of started the winning, and then now you're here as a coach. We're still winning. I mean, is there more than just that you want to leave behind as a legacy?
I think the impact of this program and what I sell as a coach, and what I believe was sold to me from David Tracy and I bought in, is that if you take the principles that bring us the success on the field and choose to apply them in any area of your life, whatever your passion is outside the game, you're going to be successful. And we've had alumni talk about how they've applied it to having children, or to their marriage, or to their careers, and we've had really successful. I think that's the impact that we want. When they really buy into the same principles that make you successful on the field are gonna make you successful if you choose to apply them to any area of your life.
And that really has become the philosophy of our program. It's not, while you're here, we're competing, we're working hard, but then really, how does it translate to what happens in your future? Because you're here to get an education and hopefully get a career and find a job.
Transferable skills.
Yeah. Well, we're in the back third of the season now, and probably through the middle part of the season we started to click a little bit. I think we've won 4 out of our last 7 games or 6 games, and we started to win some games against some good teams, quality opponents. We're up in 2nd place in the SUNY currently right now. How do you look at when you train and look at your season, how do you prepare the team for each kind of like third of the season?
Well, I kind of, explain it to my players as we're taking, take baby steps forward each game. Whether you win or lose in the beginning of the season, you got new players coming in. You're trying to figure out where they're going to mend with the team as far as systems, where. I try and play the best teams in the country very early on, just to let them know that's where we want to get by November.
Right.
And you want to be playing your best in November. So we're just taking little steps forward each day. I always say you never stay the same. You either take a step backwards or you're taking a step forward. And this year we struggled a little bit in the beginning, but I believe that we learned from each of those experiences, and we're starting to click, and it's the right time. You want to be playing better, and we're still not playing our best. But after yesterday's game, we talked about the second half was the best half we've put together. So hopefully we'll build on that, and we're starting to go into the last couple games of the conference and playoff time. So.
Now, just from watching the home games that we've had, I know we haven't had that many this year. We lost a couple in the beginning of the year, due to the flooding and all that kind of. But I watch us, and I just say to if a team does not play 90 minutes, they won't leave here with a win. And then that was evident in our game against Hamilton. We're down 1-0 at half. We scored an early goal in the second half, and the game kind of looks like, we're starting to keep the ball on their end of the field, and that's kind of the way it goes for us. But is conditioning and just playing the full 90 minutes seems to be what we're all about.
Yeah, I think we're definitely more of a second half team this year. Hopefully that's the piece that we're going to fix. But I think we pride ourselves on, you control what you can control. You might not have the best touch some days, but you can always control your fitness. And that's putting the work in and pushing each other every day to be better. So we pride ourselves on.
Right.
I think we've played more overtime games than anybody this year.
Well, everybody says every time I come to a game, it's always overtime, but it's good. I mean, you get to.
So 90 minutes seems a little bit easier.
Yeah, but I think that's as you watch our team, you always know that we're in the 85th, 86th, 87th minute, we're still going to be out working.
And that never give up attitude.
Now, is that how you approach your off-season conditioning and how we go through the year?
I think we attract the players. To be successful, you have to attract the players that are going to be dedicated year-round. Right. And some of them buy into it a lot sooner. Some of them are that type of player. But by the time they leave, I think they definitely buy in that they've got to be committed, and they've got to push each other and come in fit.
Now, as a coach, certainly you've had a lot of influences on how you coach, your coaching style, how you played as a player. You played some professional soccer down in Virginia Beach, the Hampton Roads Piranhas. Can you put any of those experiences together, and how do you kind of create your own philosophy of coaching, and how those experiences have helped you?
I think my philosophy is always growing and learning. You know, ever since I realized I wanted to be a coach, which was probably in the middle of my college career, I was always taking as much as I could, and I played 3 sports, so I could take things from each coach, you know, the things that I liked that I could bring to, you know, and the important thing is you got to bring it to your personality. As far as playing professional, I got to play against some of the best players in the world, and I don't feel, you know, in the training sessions, there's that much of a difference in level. It's more the heart and the competitiveness rather than the skill. So that was good. The other thing I think as a coach that I took from it is I had to work for my playing time down there. And through high school and college, I didn't, you know, it was not as much where I had to earn my playing time. I had to learn how to be that supportive bench player. You know, I was given a tryout, then I was given, you know, 2-week period to prove myself. So then I made the team for that 2-week period, and then I kept working to earn, to become a starter on that team. So to be in that position can kind of relate to different players and make sure that they feel that they're just as much as a part of the team, and how to, you know, how to earn that time and how to be a great role player or a great teammate, even though you're not playing 90 minutes.
Right, because those players are just as important as the 11 that are on the field. I mean, you need to make sure that they're, you know, in the game, and you maybe know how to relate with them as far as to get them motivated to when they get in the game to take their opportunity and make the most of it. So. Talk about some of the players on this year's squad that are impacting our team, and maybe some of the younger players we think down the road will be pretty impactful for us.
Well, you got 2 of them here today, Dana and Carly DeSimone. Dana's been a great 4-year player for us. Has really come into a leadership role, and you know, gives it her all. She's very technical, you know, and talented individual player. That has great vision as well. Her sister Carly is more of that spark with a little bit of a fire, more physical player. Can dominate games by just winning it in the air. She's a forward that I've changed into a midfielder, so which I like because she wants to go forward all the time. Right. You know, she was Rookie of the Year, so she's having another impactful year. Some other key players. Freshmen this year, you know, Elise Moinzade is from the same high school as the DeSimones. She gets a little bit better every day. She's just your blue-collar work ethic and is a sponge, like just wants to take everything in that you try and tell her. You know, she's got a great serve. She's just going to not stop working for you. Some other players, Lindsay Dockstader, actually, local kid, has an incredible work ethic and has really earned and become one of the most consistent players for us this year. And
watching her in the game, she goes sideline to sideline, and not much gets by her.
Yeah, smart defender, fast. She's strong, which you wouldn't see, you know, looking at her frame. So she's having a really good year for her this year.
So as we go forward into the final third of the season, we've got about 3 or 4 games left, some conference games, and of course we always play Ithaca. It seems like that last game to kind of that last tune-up before our conference tournament. We certainly, what are you hoping that will happen with the team at that, you know, at this last third?
Well, I hope we just you know, keep fine-tuning a few things and put 90 minutes together right in time for playoffs. You know, I hope someone will knock off Cortland so that we can host all the way through. But if we have to go beat them on their field, that's okay too. Ithaca's always a great game going into playoffs because that's the team that you're going to meet, and they're having a great year. So that's going to be a good fine-tuning last one right before playoffs. So hopefully we'll just take it 1 step farther than we did last year.
Well, and of course we made it to the final 16 last year, and we certainly are capable of getting past that. So we hope that all that works out for us, and we hope that everybody stays healthy. We've had some injuries, but we've been able to play through them as well. I mean, we've had other players, like you said, step up and
it's a great, that's the best thing. Is, you know, if those injuries are early, sometimes it works out for your benefit. Other players have to step up where they wouldn't normally, and you know, now you're getting everybody back, and hopefully, you know, be a little bit stronger.
All right. Well, we wish you good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right. I'd like to thank Coach Liz McGrill for coming by this evening. And after the break, I'll be joined by Dana and Carly DeSimone.
WUOW 104.7 FM is the region's premier radio station, offering award-winning programming from National Public Radio and Pacifica Radio Networks, giving you the chance to become more informed about the arts, information, and entertainment from around the country and around the world. WUOW is your community radio station. Join us and support the sound.
Welcome back to the show. Joining me now, the DeSimone sisters, Carly and Dana. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. We know you have classes and schedule of practices and things like that, so thanks for coming by.
Of course.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves first before we start?
I'm a senior, 4-year player, sociology major.
Sociology major from Clifton Park.
Clifton Park, yep.
And the very large high school of Shenendehowa. I mean, I'm not familiar with it, but I mean, it's almost like going to a mini college, isn't it? I mean,
Yes, my class was 888.
888 students?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. And what about you, Carly?
I'm a sophomore here. My major right now is mass communications. A little undecided. I don't know if I want to do mass comm or comm studies. I enjoy event planning and PR and stuff like that. My class at Shen was 750, so it was also very big.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's really, so coming here really, I mean, you know, the transition from going, for you anyway, last year being a freshman, the transition probably wasn't really.
No, it wasn't that hard at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it was almost the same amount of people that I had in my high school, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty incredible. Now, you got to play together for 4 years in high school, and then now you're here for, 2 years at least, now with Carly. What's it like to be reunited and kind of play at this level? Because it is, it's the high, the highest level for you guys.
It was nice. In high school, we only got 2 years together.
Oh, okay.
So, but it was a fun 2 years. Coming here, I really wanted Carly to come here, so I was excited that she chose Oneonta. But it's a different relationship on and off the field. I think it makes it stronger, and I enjoy it 10 times more. I enjoy a win 10 times more, but I'm 10 times more sad with her when we lose. So it's just a different bond off the field and on the field.
Now, what about for you? I mean, coming here, older sisters here, maybe more experience to be able to help you transition into college life. So what was that like?
It was great. I think for soccer-wise, in high school, that's where we learned to work with each other. So when we got here, it just immediately clicked, and we have a bond on the field that's like, it's strong. It's very strong, and she's like my best friend. We can celebrate at times, but she's also my biggest critic. She's on my back all the time. She expects the best from me and nothing but the best, so it's great. It's fun.
Yeah, so but in a sense, that's really what sisters or brothers, I mean, siblings should really do for each other. I mean, you don't want her to fail, and the same with Carly. You don't want her to fail, and it's certainly you both have not failed because you're an all-conference player, Rookie of the Year last year. I mean, being able to share that kind of success, I mean, did you think that Carly was a Rookie of the Year type player?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah?
I knew it right from the start. She came in and had a powerhouse season, a much better freshman year than I did, and I knew she's deserved every award that she's won, but I think that she's going to grow to become an even better player, and her sophomore year is already better than her freshman year, so I think she deserves it all.
Now, for you, I mean, did you expect that you would be that kind of a player coming in? I mean, with all the players we had, I mean, we have a lot of good players in our program.
High school, coming from high school is so much different than college. Like, every player that I came to in Oneonta in my class, they were all their captains too in high school, so I didn't expect to do as well as I did. But I'm very hard on myself, and it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. And I remember the first day of preseason, I came in and I was just like, oh, what am I doing? What did I get myself into? But I thought that at the end, looking back at my season, I did very well, so I was proud of myself.
And now Coach McGrill said earlier that you moved from a forward to a midfield, so you had a position change more or less this year. How's that been for you?
It was hard. It was different. My whole entire life I've been a striker. I've been offensive-minded, wanting to go to the goal all the time. And when this put me in the middle, I kind of always got caught up front. And but it's very good for me because I love winning the ball in the air. I love distributing to our forwards. And when I get the chance, I love finishing when I can. So I like to do the work on defense, but also running up top.
Now, one of the things from the game against Hamilton, just noticing when you two are on the field, I mean, do you just know where each other are? I mean, do you know where you're going to be? You know what I mean? Like, does that help being and having played together already?
Yeah, I mean, I know where she's supposed to be. She knows where I'm supposed to be, and I have confidence in her that she will be there. So whether she's there or not, that's where I'm playing the ball, and most of the time she's there because we know how each other plays. She knows where I'm going to be. I know where she's going to be. and it usually always works.
Right. Now, for both of you, do you find that you're serving the ball more than you would have last year? I mean, the way we play, our style of play, we serve a lot of balls into the center, and we always have people around the goal, which is a great attack for us. Do you find yourself now this year in that different position? Are you serving the ball more, or?
Coming from a center mid, my job was to serve the ball to the flank so they could get the service off into the box. And now as a forward, you always have to be aware of making the diagonal run to the corner and getting the service off in the box. So it's a different type of service, but we're just always looking to get it off.
Trying to get it. Now, we always, team chemistry is very important for us. I mean, we certainly, even though we look young on paper, we still have players who have been in the program, 2, 3, 4 years. As you come into each year, what kinds of things do you look forward to with new players, being able to work with new freshmen?
Definitely. We think chemistry is a big part of success. Coming off last year, the team was a family, so we just wanted to carry that over. We really welcomed the freshmen this year with open arms, and I mean, I remember what it was like, so I try to put myself 4 years ago and do what I would have want done. So we just try to stay friendly, but at the same time push them because we want them to know the type of work ethic that we need to get back to the Sweet 16.
Right. Now for you, being a senior on our team, more of a leadership role now, what does that mean to you to be a leader in our program now?
It's nice. It's a nice role. It's a privilege, I think, and my dad always tells me it's easy to lead a team that's winning. So it's been a really tough role to do this season, but I think that, I've tried my hardest, and I think we're turning everything around as a team right now, and right now is when we should be turning everything around, 3/4 the way through the season, postseason coming up. So Liz always says we're taking baby steps, and we have been the past few weeks. So
now for you, do you find yourself maybe or a future leader, as she kind of graduates now and you're going to become a junior, and do you think a leadership role for you would be good for you, or?
Yeah, I think that I am very talkative on the field. I direct. It's just like a natural instinct. I expect a lot from players and certain players, and I learned a lot from Dana on and off the field as a leader. So I would hope to be a leader for this team and carry on her traits.
Right, and carry on the tradition, which, again, really started back when Coach McGrail was a player here. And fortunately for me, that was when I started here, and you could see how it's grown. And of course, we won the national championship in 2003, but we've been in the NCAA tournament for 12 straight years, and it's really an expectation. Do you feel pressure that that's an expectation?
Oh yeah, there's pressure every day at practice, every game, but something that we try to keep in mind is one game at a time. Yeah, we always want to make it to the NCAAs, but we can't look that far down the road because we'll lose focus. So right now we're focused on New Paltz. Next week we'll be focused on Buff State and Fredonia.
Right. Now for you coming into the program with the tradition and the winning, and what kind of pressure is it for a freshman coming in?
It was huge pressure, especially starting and getting a lot of playing time that I had. There was a lot, and starting a brand new position in the center mid, there was a lot of pressure on my back, but I enjoyed it. I loved pressure. It's a great feeling to play for a team that has such high expectations, and to want to continue that.
Now for you, 4 years of memories, anything in particular that might stand out for you?
Playing with Carly, probably any experience I've had with Carly, whether it be positive or negative, is a learning experience, and everything with Carly is fun. But something that sticks out the most would probably be the Sweet 16. The farthest I've been, hopefully not the farthest that I will go, but it was a great memory, and this year I think is going to be a great memory. I think we're going to have a great end of the season, and it's going to be nice to know that we grew because we came from so many struggles in the beginning. Right.
Our season, we did, in all fairness to us, we did lose a couple of really key games there after the first weekend. We didn't really get a chance to get back into it, because of the cancellations of some games against very good teams. The College of New Jersey and William Patterson were both in the NCAA tournament. So now we're kind of getting back together. Did you feel like extra pressure now because we lost a couple games and now we got to kind of catch up a little bit?
I mean,
maybe?
yes. It's not usually how we start our season off. I mean, I know I'm just a sophomore, but I'm expected. We all expect to just win every game. So coming off a little rocky in the beginning of the season this year, it caught us off guard, caught us off balance. But I would much rather be learning in the beginning of the season than having games like that at the end. So I think that we've come a long way since the beginning.
Now, the leadership that you have on the field, how does that transfer to off the field with some of the, I mean, you know, kids, freshmen, do they ask you, you know, about classes or academics?
Yeah, I mean, I find like small questions. A lot of the freshmen come to me, and sometimes I'm even surprised, but I'm happy to be there for them. It's nice that they can confide in me and they look up to me, so I'm always there for them.
Now, for you, even though, because you tend to be a vocal leader anyway, do you find that some of the freshmen also might ask you questions because you just went through it last year?
Right. I think that our sophomore class has a very big role in this team. I think that we're very close with the juniors and seniors, and I think that the freshmen look up to us a lot because we are very close in age and we just went through what they did. So I think that we're the ones that get loaded with the questions a lot, but I'm more than happy and willing to help the freshmen out and keep them comfortable.
Now, when you decided to come to Oneonta when you were being recruited, I mean, did you feel like this was the place for you? I mean, what was it about Oneonta that just said, I need to go here?
Yeah, the not wanting to lose mentality. I mean, we come from Shenandoah High School where we're usually on top, so coming to Oneonta and knowing that they want to win was kind of what put it over the top for me, because I don't like to lose.
Right. And now for you, was it an easy choice because she was here, or?
It actually wasn't.
No?
It wasn't my top choice, and it actually in junior year wasn't even a choice. And Dana was like, you gotta look, and I went to watch one of her games when she played, and it just, from there, I knew that I wanted to play because they had the work ethic of not wanting to give up and not wanting to stop playing until the end of the 90 minutes, and meeting with the team, meeting with the coaches, and especially the campus itself after that.
Right.
I just knew. So.
Right, and everyone, most of the people that, you know, the student athletes that I have on the show, they talk about the campus, and as soon as they come to campus, that really sells it for them.
Yeah.
And of course, a lot of our teams are winning programs, and to be a part of a winning program and get a great education, because we know that you ladies will go out and be successful after post-graduation, which is very important to our women's soccer program as well, which is what Liz talked about earlier on the show. So we certainly want to thank you both for being at Oneonta, and we're glad that you've had such great success, and we know you've got a couple years left, so thanks for joining me tonight on the show.
Thank you.
All right, and I'd like to thank both the Simone sisters, Carly and Dana, for coming by tonight, and I'd like to thank once again head coach Liz McGrail for joining us as well. Certainly follow the women's soccer team for the rest of the season on our website, Facebook, Twitter. I mean, it's all out there. There isn't any place that you can't find out information about women's soccer, and we certainly wish them good luck as the season wears down here, and we hope that they can get past that Sweet 16 this year. So thanks for joining me this week, and we'll see you next time on Inside Red Dragon Sports.